because I say this all the time, we don't have a choice but to be optimistic for them. One of the things that has brought me and my husband to this region is that we held a summit of 200 young leaders from this area, and to spend several days with these optimistic, hardworking, decent young people who are working hard and doing thankless things gives me hope that we do have the next generation that has the values that we have hoped to instill in them. They're everywhere, all over the world, because we're working with these leaders not just here in Asia, but in Africa, in the United States, in South America. They're everywhere. And they are smart, and they're dedicated, and they're focused, and they're decent. They're the kids you all raised. But they need us to be hopeful for them. They're working hard to try to solve these issues, and they can't afford for us to ball up and be pessimistic and to wring our hands and to say, oh my God, you know, what are we gonna do? They need us focused for them. What also keeps me hopeful is understanding the context and the history of, I know, my nation, as well as so many, that these may feel like dark times, but we've had worse times. Every nation has had deep, dark struggles. And as bad as things may feel today, if we think about what we've all overcome, we don't have a reason to complain. We have a reason to work hard, to roll up our sleeves, to keep perfecting, as we say, our union. It takes work. You know, the process of humanity it's the same process of my book. It's a journey. It's an evolving process. We are working hard every day to become something more, to become something better. And it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen with a blip. And I want young people to know that we put down markers, not for us today. We don't do what we do for ourselves today. We do it for the next generation. I said this to a group of young people: if you expect a win right now, and the only way you're going to keep doing the good work is that you know that you're going to see your win, then don't do it. Because we do this work for our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren to come. That's what my parents and grandparents did for us. They sacrificed and they scrounged. My father and my grandfather grew up, came from a plantation. You know, couldn't get the education that he was supposed to get, but he continued to work and fight and make a living as a postal worker, even though he was smart enough to be an engineer. And my father, was a stationary worker. My father was an artist. He was creative. He could write and draw. He could have been an architect. He could have been anything, but because of segregation and racism that I didn't experience, he was able to work hard and lay the foundation for me. So, and my father didn't live to see me here, but he did the work anyway. And I think if my father could get up every day, a man with MS, with a disability, and get up and go to work and provide for us, not even knowing that he would live to see what his investment would lead to, then that's the hope that we need. That my father showed me hope. And we all have those people in our lives. That person for me was my father, but we all have those people who worked and scrounged and saved and sacrificed so that we could be. So we don't have a right not to do that for our kids. We don't have a right to not continue to work hard and to strive for a better situation for our children and their children. That's what keeps me focused. That's what keeps me inspired.
Okay.